Hi, I am Danae Rudy of Rudy Horsemanship, and you are watching me ride my new mare, Terramino. As you can see, Terra is really forward, and she's really rushy. She has had some issues previously with wanting to toss her head and kind of like run through the bit and be a little too fast. And she's not really confident under saddle, and she's not really confident with the aids. So, what I'm doing here is I'm riding with only one rein. You can see there my outside hand is just petting her. And I'm only riding with the inside rein. And the reason for this is that if I was to use two reins on this mare, that would get her very claustrophobic, and she would really pull and root against that pressure or toss her head or do some other kind of evasion. So, to just ride off of one rein and keep the bend, I can use that one rein to slow her down by making that circle as small as I need to if she rushes out of control. So I know it doesn't look too bad here on video, but there is a few times when she rushes bad enough that I feel her get kind of tight that I'm a little like, ooh boy, and then I'll turn her down into a smaller circle to keep her to trot that I feel safe riding. So right here you can see she actually just slowed down and made a big change, that she's now a little slower, a little more relaxed. So here I'm really opening my inside rein to get her to turn and bend. If she falls into the circle, sometimes I'll then close my hand against her shoulder a little bit to help push her back out. So here I'm just really rubbing on her and riding very loose. I'm doing this exercise in a hunt seat saddle in a very light forward seat. I'm currently showing my other horse pre-St. George's, so I mean if I really need to sit down and suck one's back up into my seat, you know, I am capable of doing that, but that's not what I want to do here. I just want to ride really light and free, and you'll see as soon as I trot again, she's like, woo, off. So here she's kind of tight all over again. You'll see she's kind of rushing. I think she slows down a little bit quicker this time, if I recall. So again, I'm just using one rein. That outside rein is swinging in the breeze. In fact, I'm holding on to mane with my outside hand to keep me from using it. It's really easy to come in with that inside rein, or I'm sorry, with the outside rein subconsciously, and I don't want to do that. So I just hold on to the mane and make myself use just the inside rein. And my objective here is to get her, there you can see she's way slower now than what she was when we first picked up the trot. My objective here is to get her to where I can slow down my seat and she'll slow down with me the whole way to the walk. Yep, so there, that one was really nice, so I reached down and pet her. And if I use my seat to slow her down and she totally blows me off, then I'll just use one rein and bring her nose the whole way around to my toe if I need to, and yield the hindquarters out until she comes back to a walk, or maybe even the whole way to a halt if that's what she would need. So when I leave Terra's reins completely loose, she sticks her head way, way, way down. So here you can see as soon as I put her forward, she shoots off, and she's kicking up dust, and you can see I'm like, whoop, too much, honey. And I use that one rein to slow her down into a smaller circle. If you can slow down one side of the horse, the other side will slow down too. So you can see there's no need for her to toss her head or to throw herself against the bit, because I'm only using one rein. So there, if she drifts in real hard, I'll use my left hand toward her midline to push her shoulders out. I think I did a little bit right there. And then if she drifts out on the circle, then I'll really open my rein to guide her to turn a little more around the circle and to close the circle down. So again, if she drifts in, I'll use my rein towards her midline and push her out. I think I do that a lot of times right around here, or maybe you can't see it quite as well because that's where she was drifting. And then oftentimes here at the top of the circle, around here, yep, there I open my rein because she wants to suck towards the gate that's just off the screen to the left. So here you can see she's still a little rushy, still kind of kicking up dirt. She's not like out of her mind running around, but at the same time this is a faster tempo than what she would kind of do on her own or offer on her own if she were totally calm. So if I were to use my outside rein, she would just get evasive. This mare has bucked a few people off previous to coming to us. So I know that that's a possibility, and she's really sensitive. So a lot of people don't understand that it's usually sensitive horses that try to rip the reins out of your hands. So imagine that you have a friend who's like some big jock, and you grab him by the ear and try to guide him by the ear. He might be like the, oh, okay, you know, kind of type. But if you have a friend that's really flighty and ticklish and finicky and, you know, just the type of person that jumps easily, if you try to grab them by the ear, they're going to yank back and be like, oh, what did you do that for? And that's a little bit how this mare is. She's really sensitive, so if you take a hold of her with 2 reins, yeah, that was really nice. She just followed my seat and came right back. So there you see she sticks her head way down, and I just try to bump her head up. But anyway, she's really sensitive, so if you take a hold of her with 2 reins, she gets a little defensive and tries to just get away from that pressure however she can. So anyways, with her sticking her head way down, I'm not sure yet if that's because of her previous training, if somewhere along the lines that she's learned that, oh, people like it when I stick my nose down here like this, or if that's because she's not totally comfortable in her back and because she likes to evade by going behind the bit. I'm not totally sure, so I don't like really correct her for it, but at the same time I want her to be open and present. I want her looking where she's going. I don't want her staring at the ground the whole time. So if she does a whole lot of staring at the floor, you'll see I bump her up, but then I drop her. Like, I don't try to hold her up there. I just say, hey, why don't you look where you're going? Okay, if you really want to look down there, that's fine. And then I'll just kind of keep saying that over and over again. Like, hey, why don't you look up here where you're going? So you can see every time I take a walk break, when we pick the trot back up again, she rushes out of there. So this time, that was way better. It only took, what, 3/4 of the circle. She felt my seat. She came right back down. So that's a big moment for her. So that's my goal right now, is just to get her really comfortable under saddle to where she's confident with the rein aids and isn't pushing through my hand. So you'll see here, I pick her up with 2 reins just a little bit here at the end of the ride, just enough to say, by the way, the next stage is us using 2 reins. And you can see her getting defensive already. The neck comes up, her mouth got real busy. And I don't have any real poundage or nothing. I mean, I just picked up the weight of both the reins, and she already started to get a little evasive. So, anyways, keep checking back. You can like our page on Facebook, just Rudy Horsemanship, and I'll post updates there. Or you can subscribe on my YouTube channel, Danae Rudy, and you can see Terra's progress. And if you want to learn any more about us, you can go to www.rudyhorsemanship.com. Thanks for stopping in, and hopefully I'll be posting more updates of Terra on a pretty regular basis. So here I do just a little bit of moving the haunches over. That's something we need to work more on, but she gets really worried when we do too much of this with her. So I did a little bit at the end, because honestly I tried this at the beginning and it didn't go very well. So I just did some at the end, again, to just sort of say, hey, by the way, this is something we're going to soon work on. Again, I'm using just 1 rein. You can see the other rein is flopping around. There we go. She finally moved her hindquarters over. You can see this direction she gets stuck wanting to go backwards. So I'm hoping that we can work on this to where she can yield her hindquarters and then yield her shoulders off just 1 rein and learn to really just follow the bit. And we end on a good note and call it a day. Oh, that's right. I got her to yield her hindquarters 1 more time as soon as I got off of her, because I wasn't real crazy about how she ended. So I wanted to be like, by the way, you know this from the ground. Remember this move? Alright, I think I'm actually done this time. And again, I'm Rudy, and that's Terramino. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.